Hello everybody, how's it going? It is your Hunter Fallow here and welcome back to the Hunter Call of the Wild. Today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step herd management tutorial for the Hunter Call of the Wild. So if you've watched other creators, you know, they spot a lot of great ones, a lot of super rares, and you guys are probably wondering how. Well, you know, herd management just helps you get more diamonds and even great ones, so that is what I'm going to teach you guys in today's video. This tutorial is super beginner friendly, so without further ado, let's get started. So for any of you guys who haven't heard of herd management, I'm just quickly going to be talking about this for just a bit. I'm going to explain it to you guys and I'm going to, you know, inform you guys about what it is. So herd management, it is a pretty complicated process if you have never heard of it. It is not a really complicated process at all once you know what it is, but if you haven't heard of it, it can be really hard. So simply put, herd management is a process where you just find all your drink zones or feed zones for the species that you want to be hunting for. And when you've done that, you're going to be picking your 8 to 10 main zones. Those are zones where you want to be shooting at, so you want to rotate on those. And then all the other zones are called exterior zones. Now exterior zones are the opposite. Exterior zones are zones that are really hard to shoot and you just don't like rotating on there. And that's where you're going to be eventually putting all these smaller animals in, so your main zones can make space to spawn the bigger ones. So that's about it for herd management. That's a really simple way to put it. I'm just going to give you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how you can do this. I'm going to walk you guys through the process so you can eventually do it yourself and spawn your first ever great one or super rare, or even get more diamonds. Alright, so step number 1 is pretty simple. Choose one species you want to manage. Don't try to manage your whole map, that's overwhelming. For beginners, I would recommend white-tailed deer, red deer, fallow deer, excuse me, or grey wolf. Grey wolf can be a little bit harder to herd manage as this is a predator, but it is one of the easier species to hunt as a beginner, although they do drink at night though, so keep that in mind. But yeah, these animals have a predictable spawn behavior, they have predictable herds, so they're perfect for learning how to grind. So step number 2 is to find every herd of that species on your map. You're going to be doing that by running around every water source, or for pheasant and tar, you're going to have to find the feeding zones. But for the beginner species that I just recommended to you, you just have to find every water source, you have to look around every water source, not for all of them though. Like, for example, if you take fallow deer on Teawara, that means you only have to look like at one part of the map, like a third of the map. So that exactly explains why that I'm putting this as a really great beginner species. So yeah, you just have to head to the lakes or need zones they use, glacier binoculars, and drop waypoints on each group you find. You don't have to memorize everything, just make sure you know where your herds roughly are. This helps you rotate later, which is a huge part of a successful herd management. So once you've discovered all of your drink zones for the species, that is going to bring us to step number 3, which is pick 8 to 10 main zones. You have to pick 8 to 10 zones where you'll do most of your hunting. These are your farming locations, the places where you'll consistently, you know, kill low animals and stuff like that. You don't need to hunt every herd every cycle, just pick the easy ones first, then expand later. So yeah, for the exterior zones, so those are not your main zones, so for the exterior zones, you only want to be shooting the higher levels, leaving the smaller ones in that zone. Once you discover that that zone is completely shut down, which means it has only small animals, so let's say for whitetail for example, that's gonna be all the level 1s and the lower 2 medium-sized level 2s. So once a zone looks like that, you can call it shut down. And once all your exterior zones are shut down, and I mean by that all your zones except your main zones are completely shut down, which means your whole map has only low animals except for those 8 to 10 main zones, then you can pick up your tents and set up on only your main zones. You can get those tents from your exterior zones and put them as pickup tents at your main zones, and then from there it's gonna be really easy, guys. You just want to rotate on every main zone, and you just gotta shoot all the bigger animals, the 2 biggest animals of the zone, and then just repeat that process. Now, when you're still setting up, when you're still shooting down your exterior zones, there is an optional option that you can do, and that is to stack diamonds. You don't have to do it, but it will eventually, you know, it's gonna help you shut down your exterior zones way faster. So I did it for my whitetail grind as well. So it's gonna help you to spawn those lower levels in the exterior zones quicker and get those higher levels in your main zones. Now once all your exterior zones are shut down, you can go onto those lakes, onto those zones, and you can shoot the diamonds. So this is a pretty good example. As you can see in this video, there's a level 3 and he is probably making diamond. Well, he did make diamond in my video. So that's a pretty good example. I left this level 3 on that zone when I was still shooting down my exterior zones. So that way, this one keeps coming back to that zone. So don't worry guys, if you spare one of the diamonds in your main zones, they will come back. A herd always comes back. And if they don't, you can just exit to main menu and head back to that map. If they still don't pull up, just do the 1 minute trick, set your time back 1 minute and see if they spawn. So yeah, I stacked this diamond on my main zone, and then when all my exterior zones are completely shut down, then I went back to that main zone and I shot that diamond. So that's a pretty good example of stacking. So as I said, you don't have to do it, it's completely optional, but it is gonna help you shoot down your exterior zones way faster. Alright guys, so if you implemented these 3 steps, you should be herd managed. So once all your exterior zones are shut down and you start getting big males on all your main zones, that means you're fine, you're herd managed. Now I'm going to head over to step number 4 real quick, and that is just to spot first and then take clean shots. Because this is a mistake a lot of beginners make. When you arrive at a lake, you just gotta spot every animal first, don't shoot right away, look for the low levels, the ones you want to kill. And once you've identified them, take clean shots, 1 to 2 animals max per herd. Don't wipe the whole herd, just remove the small guys you don't want sticking around. So once that happened, you'll start having way bigger respawns in your main zones, and then you can shoot them. Now, one quick tip I want to share with you guys. When you get into a zone and you spot like 4 animals, let's say, please do not shoot them down to 1 animal. Do not do that. If you shoot a zone down to 1 animal, they will not have respawns, and that's not what you want to happen if you're picking that zone as a main zone. Even with your exterior zones, you don't want that to happen. You just want to shoot 2 animals at the max, don't shoot more of them, then you will be fine. Then for another tip, I have seen a lot of guys, you know, when they're grinding, they are only grinding exterior zones or main zones at another time. So they only do main zones, only do exterior zones. They don't do them together. Please don't do that guys. Please don't. You have to grind all your exterior zones and all your main zones at the same time. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, the game can cause some really, you know, bad respawns, no respawns at all. It can just mess up your grind a lot, so keep that in mind. And then for another thing, once you've shot down an exterior zone, so you're gonna be set up on, let's say 8 exterior zones, 8 main zones. So once one of the 8 exterior zones has been shot down, you don't want to say like, okay, this zone is shut down, I'm gonna pick up this tent and I'm gonna place it at a pickup tent at my main zone. No. Please don't do that. Once your exterior zone is shut down, you know, one of the, like 40 other exterior zones on the map, you have to pick up that tent and place that tent at another zone where you were not set up on already. So no main zone, just another exterior zone where you were not set up on already. Because every other zone except for your main zones is an exterior zone. So don't just shoot down an exterior zone and immediately pick up your tent and place it at a pickup tent at a main zone. Don't do that. You have to shoot down every other zone except for your main zones. That is going to be making the process a lot faster, and that's just going to help you out spawning that great one way faster as well. Now here's one last step for you guys, and that step is going to be happening once all your exterior zones are shut down and once you're grinding, like you're in the middle of the grind at all of your main zones. And that is to keep your herds balanced. So you gotta head out to some of your exterior zones often, and you just gotta check around if you see any weird respawns, if you see some bigger ones in your exterior zones. That can happen. The animals can bounce from zone to zone. Not if you shoot only 2 animals though. I mean, it can still happen, but if you only shoot 2 animals per zone, you should be fine. But still, if you're seeing some weird respawns or only smaller respawns in your main zones, that means you're probably gonna be having some bigger ones in one of your exterior zones, and that's not what you want. So head out to some of your exterior zones, check regularly, and just check if there's anything weird, some bigger animals right there in those exterior zones where they don't need to be, and just shoot them down to low animals again. Now, if you're still a bit confused after this video, I have another video on my YouTube channel where I am setting up for the whitetail grind myself, and I'm going to give you guys some information and tips on that video. That video is going to help you out a lot if you still get a little bit confused after all this information, because I get it, it's a lot, especially when you're a beginner and you want to get herd management. By the way, if you're just starting on the game, just a quick tip from me: don't start herd managing or grinding at all. I mean, it's your game, you do whatever you want, but I recommend just to head onto the game and have some fun. Don't instantly go into grinding because you're seeing others getting a lot of great ones, a lot of diamonds, a lot of super rares, normal rares. You'll get it eventually. Just head onto your game and have some fun, learn about the game a lot, and then you can get into grinding. But yeah, that's about it guys for today's video. Please make sure to drop a like if you liked this video, and if this video was helpful to you, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell to not miss every new video. So I'm going to wish you guys all the best of luck on your herd management grind. Take care. Bye guys.